Okay, so after a rough start to their season, Aston Villa have signed us to become their new manager and hopefully give them a better start to this season. And this is what our team currently looks like. We got Watkins up top, who is a decent striker here, but we are going to need to replace Mings in that center back spot since he is kind of slow with, I think he has 30 something pace. So we did make a couple of sales here. We did sell Mings, Tielemans, and Barkley, bringing our transfer budget to 201 million. And so we got a couple options here to sign for the center back spot. We got Murillo from Nottingham Forest. We got Lacroix from Crystal Palace. And then we also have Castello Luquiba from RB Leipzig, as well as Tomori from Milan here. And then for our attacking midfield spot, we do got Xavi Simons, who probably will not be signing since he just joined Tottenham. We also have Sunset from Athletic Club, and then Jorginho Rotter from Brighton. Now Sunset is the first sign that we are going to make here for that attacking midfield spot. And we are going to give them about 91 million here, see if they accept this. And they're going to want 98 million, so we are just going to accept this since we can't lower it. And so our first signing of the season here is going to be Sunset, who should hopefully help us create more goals here. And then we also are going to sign either Lacroix or Murillo. And I think we are going to go for Murillo here from Nottingham Forest. And so we are going to offer around 70 million with a 10% clause here. But they're going to want 71 million, so we are going to accept that. As Murillo becomes our second signing of the season here to hopefully turn our defense into a way better defense. And so this is what the team currently looks like. I did put Malin at the left mid spot, as well as Sunset and Murillo join the team here. So our first game here is going to be against Newcastle in the first game of the Premier League. And we are going to start off with the ball here as we get this to Onana. And now Morgan Rogers has it. And we just lose the ball there with some horrible defend or dribbling there from our players. As Gordon has it. Probably going to cross this into Wisa. But Murillo with a great tackle there as Cash has the ball here. And that's going to be a great interception by Gordon there, as he is now running down the wing here. But Cash with some great defending there as he gets us over to Rogers. And we're just going to pass this forward if we can here to Sunset. And we just need to go through the defense here. Get it over to, who's this, Kamara. Now we are going to try and take a shot here, but we can't. So we're just going to keep on passing this around here as we get this to Sunset. We're going to pass this back again. And they're just not leaving room to get a shot off here. But Gordon has it. And now Konza with a great tackle there as we get this to Sunset. And we could potentially get a goal here as we get this through to Malin. And we're going to cross this over to Watkins. And that's a great header by Watkins there as we cross this in. But Konza heads that backwards towards Murphy there as Bruno Guimaraes has it. And Onana with a great tackle there, using his physicality. As now Rogers has it, gets us over to Sunset. Now we're going to pass this through to Rogers here again. Gets us over to Watkins. Takes the shot. And that's a great goal by Ollie Watkins here to score in the 43rd minute to make it 1-0. As they start off with the ball again here. Tielemans has it. So that's our former player there. As Guimaraes gets the ball here, gets us to Wisa. Takes the shot, but Martinez with a great save there. As we win the ball again here, getting this to Sunset, over to Malin here. And we're trying to pass this over to Watkins, but he continues running as the defender intercepts it. But now Onana using his physicality there to win the ball, and that's some great defending by him. So we are going to try and get this to Sunset here, who gets past the defenders here, takes a shot. That's a great save by Pope, but we should have passed it down to Watkins there. As now Wisa has the ball here, but Maatsen with a great tackle there. As we get this over to Rogers, Now we get this to Watkins here, and we're going to lob this over to Sunset, but just couldn't reach the ball in time as Pope collects it. And now Matson with another great tackle there. Gets this over to Sunset here, and we just need to find a good pass here, but we're going to pass it down to Mullen here. And can he reach it before it goes out? And he does there. Now we're going to pass this over to Onana. Takes a shot, but that's going to be saved by Pope there. As we are going to sub off Sunset here for Harvey Elliott, as well as Sancho for Rogers. Now we cross this in, and Konza with the header there, and that's a great goal by Konza, who scores to make it 2-0 here, as Gordon gets this over to Tielemans. Now Elliott just gets tackled there, as Tielemans keeps the ball, but Malen with a great tackle there, as we get this over to Camara, who gets that through to Elliott. And that's through to Watkins here with a great pass by Elliott. Takes a shot, but that's going to go just wide of the goal there, and that should have been 3-0 there. But now we get this over to Elliott here. Back to Onana here if we can. Now we're actually going to pass this back to Elliott here, who is onside. Takes a shot, but that's going to be wide of the goal there, as this game is going to end 2-0 here with goals from Watkins and Konza. As our next game here is against RB Salzburg in the Europa League here. And they start off with the ball. I'm just going to pass this over to their winger here, as they get this through to Vertessen, who is keeping the ball here. But now Sunset wins it and just clears it out there. Tried to tackle it, but it cleared it instead. As they keep the ball here, and they are keeping a lot of possession here, as we just could not make the tackle there, but Cash with a great interception there. Gets this over to Konza. Onana gets this to Rogers. Uses his pace to get by the defender, but then loses out to Terzic, as Malen has it here. Gets this over to Sunset. We're going to get that through to Matson here. Cross that over to Watkins, but that's going to be saved by the keeper there. As we do get this over to Malen here. Use our pace to get by him. We're going to cross it over to Watkins here, but just loses the ball again there. As Malen gets this over to Camara, who gets that through to Watkins here. Takes a shot, but that's going to be saved by the keeper there. As Malen gets the ball here in the start of the second half. So we get past the midfielders there. We need to find a good pass to make there, but nobody's making a run or anything. But we get this to Onana. Over to Rogers here. And we are going to get this back to Onana here. Over to Camara. Takes a shot. And that's a great goal by Camara here to put us 1-0 up in the 51st minute, as he scores his first goal of the season. But now Rogers has it. Gets past the defenders here, running down the wing. And we're actually going to try and get a good pass here as we get this over to Camara again. Over to Watkins here. Through to Malen, but just couldn't get the ball. As they are on the attack here. Get past Matson there, but Onana with a great interception there. As we get this over to Sunset. And we are going to try and get this over to Watkins there, but that is going to be a bad pass there. As Camara with a great tackle there. Now we get this over to Watkins. And that is going to be the end of the game here, as we do manage to win 1-0 with the goal coming from Camara in the 51st minute. And currently we are in second place here with 21 points, tied on points with Manchester United here. We will be versing Liverpool in the round 4 of the Carabao Cup. And currently in the Europa League we are in 9th place with 6 points, 2 wins and 1 loss. And we are 3 points behind Fenerbahce, who are in first. But our next game here is against Man City. We are going to take off Malen here since he is tired, and put in McGinn. Now we start off the ball here. Gets us to Onana here. Over to Rogers. Through to Watkins. And that would have been a good pass there, but intercepted by Bernardo Silva. But Rogers with a great interception there. So we get this over to Watkins. Through to McGinn here. But doesn't have the pace to get past the defenders there. As Camara has it. Gets it over to Watkins. Past the defender. Takes a shot. And that's a great goal by Ollie Watkins here, who gets it past Donnarumma to make it 1-0 here in the 12th minute. As Reinders gets us over to Foden. And then gets back to Reinders here. We just need to win the ball, but we're probably going to be chasing this ball a lot here, since Man City are probably one of the best possession teams here. As we get this through to Watkins here. Takes a shot, but Donnarumma with a great save there. Now Marmoush gets this to Bernardo, over to Reinders, and that would have been a great pass through, but Murillo saves us there. As Sunset has the ball here, and we're going to try and cross this to Watkins if we can, but Ruben Diaz intercepts that and gets it to Donnarumma there. As Bernardo Silva has the ball here, gets this over to Reinders, over to Bernardo Silva now, as they get this over to Marmoush here. And Konza with a great tackle there as Bernardo Silva wins the ball from Cash. Gets this to Rafinha here. Running down the byline there. Gets that to Bernardo Silva, who scores to make it 1-1 here in the 51st minute. And we are going to sub off McGinn here for Malen, as McGinn just does not have the pace here. As Rafinha has the ball here. Cash makes a good tackle there, but passes straight into Bernardo Silva, who gets it to Marmoush, lays it off for Vardiol, who scores the goal to make it 2-1 here. And Cash just gets hit in the stomach, I think. As Reinders heads that, but it is going to go wide of the goal there. As Rafinha has the ball again, but Konza with a great tackle, as he passes it back into Rafinha though. And now Foden has the ball here. And we just pull him to the ground there, as this game is going to end 2-1. With Bernardo Silva and Vardiol getting the 2 goals to seal the win for Man City. And our next game here is against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. As Sunset has it, gets us through to Malen. So we just need to keep possession here. But now Onana has the ball, gets us over to Rodgers. Gets past the defender here. We're going to cross this over to Sunset, cut it back here, takes a shot. And that's a great goal by Sunset here in the 5th minute of the game to put us 1-0 up here, as this is his second goal in 2 games. And now Diomande has it, gets to McAllister, and they're just going to be passing this around, trying to keep possession. And Rodgers just can't make the tackle there, as they get this to Robertson, over to McAllister. As Verts has it, gonna get this over to Robertson here, crosses that into the box, and Isak is going to get the goal to make it 1-1 here. And our defender just got caught behind Isak there, as Rodgers has the ball here, gets this through to Sunset, and we're gonna get this back to Rodgers here, gets through to Watkins, takes a shot, and that's a great goal by Ollie Watkins here, as he scores to make it 2-1 in the 24th minute. And Liverpool kick off the game again here, as they get this to Gakpo, over to McAllister here, and we just need to win possession here, as Bradley has the ball here. Malen with a great tackle here, as he gets this to Watkins. And can he get past the defenders here? We're just going to get this through to Sunset here. We're going to try and cut in here, but Gravenberch with a great tackle there, as he just couldn't cut it fast enough. And now Gakpo has the ball, running down the wing here. Cash makes a tackle, but they still get the cross in, as Wirtz has the ball. Gets it over to Isak, but Martinez manages to claim the ball there, as we get this over to Sunset. We're going to pass that back to Camara, back to Sunset, but that is going to be the end of the first half there before we can make the pass. As Salah has the ball here. He's going to run down the wing here, but Malen with a great tackle there, as Gakpo is running down the wing here. And we just need to make sure that he can't get the ball, as Konza makes a great interception there, as that is going to go out there. But now Camara tries to get that through to Watkins, and Murillo just passes that straight into Salah there, as Gravenberch gets this over to Isak. Manages to keep the ball there, gets this through to Gakpo, back to Isak, but Cash with a great tackle there, as we're going to get this over to Sunset. Lay it off for Rogers to run on to the ball here. Back to Sunset here. And we're going to pass this to Camera. Over to Malin here, but that is going to be a foul there. And we have a free kick here, so we're going to aim it to the right of the wall. Full bars of power, basically. And that's a great goal by Sunset there, who scores from way outside of the box there to make it 3-1 here in the 70th minute. Now they're running onto the ball. Salah with a great header there. Heads that over our defense into the corner of the goal there. As Malin has it here. Some great dribbling by Malin there as we get this over to Sunset. Gets that to Watkins there. Back to Onana. We're just going to take the shot there as Alisson makes the save. And we get this back to Onana. Over to Morgan Rogers. Now we're just going to try and pass it back, I think. Gets that to Sunset. Takes a shot, but that's going to be a save by Alisson there. As we cross this in, and they head this out to Camara. We're going to get this to Onana here, over to Sunset, takes a shot, and that was close to being 4-2 there, as this game is going to end 3-2 with Watkins getting a goal and then Sunset getting 2. Now, our next game is against Chelsea here, as they start off with the ball here. Lavia gets it to Caicedo, back to Lavia here. Now Cucurella has it, and we just need to keep possession, but they are going to probably have most of the possession here. As Cucurella has it, we get this over to Malin here. And we're just going to try and pass that, but he gets tackled off the ball there and then ends up tackling his own teammate. As Neto's on the attack here. Mario needs to do some good defending here, but manages to win it as he gets this to Maatsen. Over to Watkins here, through to Malin here. That's some great passing by us. As we are going to get this to Watkins, over to Maatsen. Now we get this to Malin again here. We're going to pass that back to Sunset. Takes a shot, and that was a great shot by Sunset as it hits off the underside of the crossbar there. Should have been 1-0. As Neto gets this through to Thuram. Takes a shot, but Martinez with a great save there. As we get this over to Malin. Back to Malin here from Sunset. And we need Morgan Rogers to make a run, but passes it straight into the attacker. Or defender. As Enzo Fernandez has the ball. Takes the shot, but that's a great save by Martinez here. As Malin has the ball here. Gets it over to Watkins. We're going to try and pass it back to Rogers, but that's a great save by Sanchez, who manages to intercept the pass there. As Ram has the ball. Gets this back to Sanchez. Now Neto has it. And Camara misses the tackle there. And now it's up to Maatsen to win the ball here. As he does win the ball there. But loses it again to Neto. As he crosses that out. And we are going to sub off Rogers here for Elliott, as he is pretty tired there. As Thuram has it, gets this over to Palmer. Konza gets this over to Watkins here. And we're going to pass that through to Sunset. And now we need to get a goal here. So we pass this through to, who was that, Konza I think? Or Camara, but that was intercepted, as this game is going to end 0-0. Meaning that currently we are third place in the league with 38 points. It's a three-way tie between Chelsea, Liverpool, and us for first, as we are going to be versing Cambridge United in the Emirates FA Cup. And in the Carabao Cup, we are versing Leeds. And in the Europa League, we are currently first place with 15 points. And our highest goal scorer here is Watkins with 19 goals and 3 assists, followed by Sunset with 10 and 5. Then Rogers is doing good with 7 goals and 8 assists here, followed by Malin, who has 5 goals and 6 assists. So our team is doing really well here. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, bye.